I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am so freaking beat right now. I'm looking at myself. It's pretty bad. Anyway, I'm trying to force myself to go to the range because I need to, but my goodness, I am dragging butt today. So far, anyway, it's been a very, very long day, but I need to get to the range. This used to be a lot of fun. Anyway, I will see you at the range. Thank you, cows. All right, game on. You guys have seen this setup already. I'm gonna sight in the scope because, as you guys know, I put a new scope, well, not a new scope, but a new mount on it. This is a Seb Neo front rest, and of course I used an Etchwood rear bag with a donut on the bottom. They call it a dead bottom. Lab radar setup, or a chronograph. I can't wait to see who the first one's gonna make a comment about the front rest and talk about how the front rest does all the work for me and a real shooter would not use this type of rest. Well guys, this is F-open competition, okay? The rest is allowed. Everybody's gonna be using a front rest, so it would be extremely stupid for me not to use one, okay? So I get what you're saying, but this is what the competition is about, okay? So everybody else uses a front rest. I'm gonna use one too. I understand if you don't agree with me using a rest. I'm okay with that. You just have to understand that this is part of the game, okay? It's called F-open for a reason, okay? You can use as much, well, there are limitations, but you can use a lot of things to make your rifle as accurate as possible, okay? So feel free to comment about how I'm not a real shooter because I'm using the front rest, but just so you know, that's why we use a rest, okay? Everybody's gonna be using one. This is like Formula One, okay? You're gonna complain about using slicks or using spoilers and all that good stuff. It's just a different sport, guys, okay? All right, so I just shot 3 5-shot groups. I shot these 2 first for sighters to kind of get the scope sighted in. Then I shot 3. What did I do? I shot 3 to make sure, well, 2 to get on paper, 3 to get sighted in. Then I shot these 5, and these 5. Okay. Let's go take a look at the target right quick. You know what? I'm gonna take the bolt with me, just to be safe. All right. Let's go to the target. So here we are. These are the first 2 to get on paper. These are the next 3. And then this is the first 5-shot group right here. This is the other 5-shot group. And this is the third 5-shot group. It's pretty obvious that these 2 are the better ones. This is the one that shot the 1.3-inch group at 1,000 yards. I'm just verifying that my load is where it needs to be, but yep, I'm gonna say these 2 is the better ones. These are all 5-shot groups, by the way. Tomorrow we take her to 1,000 yards. So I'm pretty happy with the Shihane. Actually, sorry, that's a wheeler, 284 wheeler. Now, as you guys saw, the scope is dead on, so I'm just gonna zero the knobs. But while I'm here, I'm gonna shoot my 6x47 as well, because why not, right? I got some things that I'm testing in the 47. So if one of which is, if you follow me on Patreon, you know I just cleaned the crap out of that barrel. It is squeaky clean, so I'm gonna see if there's any point shifts, because I mean I cleaned the crap out of it. I'm losing daylight really fast you can see that there's a cold front too coming in, which is perfect because that's one reason that I want to test the wheeler. I want to test it now, then once the cold front comes in I want to test it again. That's just the name of the game. All right, so I'm glad I came here. As you guys saw, I was feeling pretty tired before I got here, but once I got here and I started sending those freedom seats down range, everything worked out pretty good. So I got pretty much what I needed today. And anyway, we'll take a look at those groups when I get back to the reloading room. I'll see you when I get there. This is the target that we shot at, right? So right here in the middle, this is my load, my current load, okay? And then what I was testing is minus 0.3 grains and plus 0.3 grains. Now, as you can see, they all shot really good, so I have nothing to worry about. I'm right in the middle of the node. This one gets a little worse, so, you know, compared to the other two, but it's still pretty good, right? So if I needed to move anywhere, I'd probably have to move down a little bit, but it's I mean, it's pretty good, right? This is 0.3. I mean, look at it. It's not making a difference, okay? Let's measure these right quick. So to make it easy to measure, we're gonna take one of these. We're gonna measure. Come on. All right. Right there. Okay. We're gonna zero it. Okay. All right, now we can measure the groups. So this first one, outside to outside, is, I think this is the biggest side right here. I'm gonna get as accurate as I can with an inaccurate way to measure. So we're looking at 0.157 roughly. This one is what are we looking at? But maybe 197, and this is the biggest one of them all, which is right at 250. What is it? 250, right at 251 looks like. Okay, so I should have wrote it down. So 251. This one was 190 something. Let me see. I got bigger now. 227. And this one is the smallest one at, it's 183 this way. What about this way? It's about the same. Let's call it 182. Okay, so the aggregate of those three groups is, we're gonna go with 182 plus 227 plus 251 divided by 3. Nope, that ain't right. 251 plus 227 plus 182 divided by 3. There it is. So 220 aggregate. Okay, nothing wrong with that really. I'm okay with that. That's pretty good. What I'm really looking for here is consistency, and like I said, these two are the better of the two. This one's not too bad, but this is my current load, and it was about 75 degrees where I was testing. I'm gonna be shooting in Phoenix, so I'm not gonna change the load. I'm gonna leave it alone, but if I wanted to, I could move down. This is 0.3. I could move down 0.1 and kind of put myself more, you know, between the two, kind of put myself. So this is 3, right? This is 1. Okay, so this is, okay, kind of like this. This is kind of what we're looking at, right? Because this is 0.3, negative 0.1, negative 0.2, negative 0.3 here, okay? So I could kind of drop 0.1. So let's call this negative 0.1, negative 0.2. So you can see what I'm talking about here. I'm here and here. So I could drop down negative 0.1 from this load and kind of put myself more between the two. But I mean, this one is not terrible, okay? Plus, this is the load that I shot that really tiny group with at 1,000 yards. So when I test long range, I'm gonna test again. I'm gonna test this one against this one and this one. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time, and then we'll be able to tell really at long range what they're doing. If all three look really good, then I'll leave it alone. If these two look drastically better than this one, then I will for sure move down in charge, probably 0.1 or 0.2. Remember, we have to look at what the weather's going to do in Phoenix next week, which is probably going to be hot or hotter than it is here. So if it is, I need to look at what it's going to be like in the morning and in the evening, and then that's going to tell me where I need to be in this node, right? So right now I have 0.6 grains right here, and you know, at 100 yards it really didn't make that big of a difference, but we'll see what it does at long range. This is part of the verification process, okay? I know it does really well, you know, obviously, but I'm trying to really find the node, and I want to make sure that I am in the node at all times, okay? Because this is about consistency, right? It's not about winning one strain, it's about an aggregate, right? That's the thing about F-class. F-class is about aggregate, all right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I do excellent on day 1 and 2, but I have a train wreck on day 3. I need to be really, really consistent all the way through, right? Also, I don't have to win every day. I just have to stay within striking distance. Let's say I come in second every day, right? But different people came in first every day, right? That means I have a really good chance at winning, because this is an aggregate score. So I don't have to win a single match, but I can still win if I stay consistent, okay? That's the name of the game. So this is why I'm doing this. I just want to verify and make sure that everything is as consistent as possible. I want to make sure that I am in the middle of the node, and that, you know, if we have any temperature swings or anything, that I'm not going to fall out of the node and have a bad day. And don't forget to give my videos a like. That really helps. And also comment in the comment section below. And I hope all your groups are one whole. Tomorrow we're going to keep them centered. See ya.